Oh, welcome back to episode 12 of the UAB Blazers, the beginning of first season playthrough. We are in week 11 of fixing to play our 10th game of the season. We're currently 2-7, and we're going up against a Middle Tennessee team that is 1-7. We're playing at home, and we are a 6.5 point favorite in this one. Looking at the matchup, it kind of shows they're coming off a bye week, so they're a little healthier and healthied up a little bit. They have a starting tight end that's going to be out of the game. Passing, he's about a 48% completion guy. He's actually rated pretty well. Very smart, very intelligent. But overall, he's about where we are. But he's a redshirt freshman, so he has kind of a lot of room to grow, I guess, in the next few years. Kind of coming through there. And then we have Brock Ferguson, who's going to be my backup. He's back to a probable with his bruised hip, but I'm still going to start Arlen, but I'm going to put Ferguson back up on the number 2 if I need to bring an alternate in. And then 3 guys I've got out is really unfortunate. All 3 are starters on defense. 2 of them on the line. Matthias Turner, questionable, still with broken ribs, and then I've got Kenworth and Mitchell that are both out, and that could prove costly, because I know Mitchell and Turner being on the line, I've really not had great line play, but I am starting to heat up a little bit on the pass rush, and both of these, particularly Antoine Mitchell, I had him in my he wasn't really running in my run package on the line, but I did have him coming in on my pass rush. So the interesting thing that kind of jumps out at me, if I look at Middle Tennessee, their defense is rated dead last in the country against the run. They're giving up 255 yards a game against the run, and I'm 8th in the country in offense running the ball, averaging 223 yards a game. So, obviously I want to do a big, heavy dose of running, and kind of play action, go to my pass, when it kind of opens the door for me, and they start playing up, and maybe I can kind of start hitting some passes, but I'm not going to really try and focus on anything from the passing side, unless the situation kind of dictates it. But definitely going to be coming out run first. So that said, I think I'm going to do a little bit different this game. I think instead of trying, the last time the one I had the audio issues on, I was going to post up, but I recorded almost really the whole first half, and it was just chewing up a lot of time. This one, I think I'm just going to basically pause and come in and out. So if I have a situation, and depending on the play outcome, I just may come in and kind of go over the situation and say this was the offensive play call, and this is what the defensive play call was, and this was kind of the result, kind of thing, just to kind of go through, and maybe at some point maybe I have coming in and out, maybe I show 10, 12, 15, 20 plays throughout the game that we kind of come back in and watch a replay on, or something like that, and kind of see how that works, and see if that might be interesting. And then of course after that we'll go through the finishing the top 25 games and the conference games, and then jump into some of the leaderboard stuff, and then finally go through our recruiting outcomes for the week and see if we have anything positive or extremely negative to kind of go over on players we might have commit, or ones we might actually lose. So with that said, I think ultimately we will just go ahead and jump into this thing, and I'll kind of hit here. So we're going to be home, so I'm going to go ahead and I will pause out, and we'll jump back in here if and when something interesting happens, and we'll kind of take it that route. All right, so jumping back in. So we ended up winning the toss and elected to defer to the second half, so we kicked off. In the first play, they ended up running the ball for no gain. I played a 5-2 wide on defense on that one, and then the second play, I kind of thought they was going to pass, so I played a nickel, and they ended up running up the middle and got basically about 9 yards and set them up in a third and short. So on the third and short, they came out in a shotgun 4 wide receiver. I still was thinking run. I ended up running a 5-2 tight on them, and their offensive play was an RB under. It ended up being a sack. It was a quick sack. It didn't really even show the play develop or really do anything on that play. But we ended up getting the sack and put them in a 4th and 5. So now they're gonna end up punting to us. So we will get the punt, kind of see where we start out with, and pick it back up. So let's go ahead and see where we get the ball. Yeah, last game I played Tulane, and we're green and they're green, and it was kind of hard to see some of the losses and different things having the same colors. It looks a little bit better having a distinctive different team color for the opponent. All right, so we're going to be on a 1st and 10 on my own 11. I'll go ahead and run this first play, and then we're going to go back and I'll pause out and just wait on something maybe bigger to happen. But I'm gonna kind of do my pro set here. I'm going to go on an inside run on a pro set, but I'm going to do a running back counter to the left, and that's going to be our first play. I'll take it. So it's going to be 1st and 5. Actually, no gain on that one too, so that play didn't work too well. All sides on them though. So let's go back and do same thing, but we're going to pitch it right and see where we go. We're going to go outside, pro set, pitch right, and then we'll pause out, see if we get anything on this play. Okay, 1st down. All right, well, I will jump back in here when we see something good or bad. All right, I'm jumping back in here, so I'm actually driving down the field. I'm currently down, I guess around there, 26 now. I just had a 17-yard run on a wishbone option. Arlen kept it and got 17. But the one thing I wanted to kind of pull up here and look at, I got to notice since the last game, I noticed I had no timeouts at the end, and I never called a single timeout. When I went into the second half, I could only find where one timeout had been called, but all 3 of them were gone. I just looked, and I've got 1 timeout left. I have not called a timeout. This is the first drive in the half, and I'm not sure what is happening here, but you can look the play before on this play, the pass that I had to Stafford. It says I called a timeout. I did not call a timeout. And then, of course, it shows that I've taken a second timeout as well. And here is well, actually, it shows up there. I called a timeout on. See that something's not right here. I don't know what is going on with the timeouts, but it's just started happening. I've never noticed this before. I've never had this problem before, and I think it would be so glaring that if it had reared up before, I would be seeing it. I don't know if it's some kind of mouse malfunction that I've got going on, where maybe when I'm going through and calling these plays or something, I don't know if I don't see me clicking there. I do kind of wish, if that's the case, maybe that thing could be placed somewhere else. Maybe at the bottom we have all this area of unused real estate for other things, and calling a play and a timeout that close together. If that's what's happening, maybe they shouldn't be that close together. Maybe you put your timeouts down here at the bottom to where you have to specifically go somewhere to call a timeout. But that's a problem. But I'm on the 26. Let's see if we can get this thing in. So I'm going to have to really watch what's happening. I think I'm going to change the batteries on my mouse and see maybe if that's it, because I noticed there's a lot of funky clicking going on. It's the only thing I can figure it is. All right, very good drive there. Very good drive. So I just ended up going 89 yards in about 6 minutes. And on that drive alone, I passed twice. One of them was passing out of an RPO, one was a called pass. And I ran the ball 9 times for 69 yards. So I got 69 on the ground, 12 in the air. And Ware was able to finish it on a 10-yard touchdown run. So he's continuing to run his streak of rushing touchdowns. So I think that might be number 10 for him on the season. So we will kick the extra point. Go ahead and kick it off, and we'll see what we do defensively on this next stand that we have. Hopefully we get them in another 3-and-out situation. Still sitting with 1 timeout. I did change the batteries on my mouse. I think it might have truly been a battery issue, because I was mouse seemed to be dancing across the screen a little bit, and I noticed that the last game as well. It was acting a little flaky, and even when I'm not in game and I'm kind of going through my recruiting and stuff, it was acting a little weird. So I think it could 100% be on me, because again, like I said, I'd never seen that issue before, and it just reared its head the last game and then this game, and kind of acting a little flaky in between them. So I'm thinking I'll put it to just being a mouse issue on my end. So I'll definitely report back to that and throughout the game and make sure it it looks good, but it definitely looks a lot better now. It's not dancing or moving nearly as much as it was. So we'll kick off and jump back in. All right, they just completed their second drive. They was able to get, I think, one first down. So they got 1 first down. I had them in a 3rd and long, I think, ultimately from kind of where they were. And I had them on a 3rd and 7. I ended up blitzing on that play. I did a quarter wide blitz with a Hydra blitz. Worked a couple times in the last game, and I think it's worked a couple times really against them, looking through what the opponents have kind of done. But he was able to get it off and get it for 11 yards. I got that first down, but then I had him in a second and 11, and then 2 incomplete passes, puts him in a 4th and 11 situation now, where they'll be punting. Let's go ahead and call this punt, see where we start the ball, and we'll get our second chance to see if we can sustain another long drive like we had. That was a great drive, that last one, 89 yards. I always forget to hit that resume. Oh, damn, it stopped. I thought I blocked it. Wishful thinking. There we go. Oh, yes. Really? Oh, man. Beautiful. Bates, 56 yards. 38-yard punt, 56. So actually, hell, I guess they probably wish we'd have blocked it. We might have got less yards. We ended up taking it 18 back from where they started from. So, all right, we're inside the 20 here. Let's go ahead and, since we're in the red zone, we'll actually go ahead and keep it here. I currently still have. I've moved my package in and out a little bit, so I actually had Weston that last one because it was kind of a long drive. I did pull him in, ran him. I think he caught a pass and ran once. We're going to go ahead and do the run inside out of the spread, do a running back counter left. Let's see what we get here. Oh man, to the house, one play. That's beautiful. I will take it. So that's going to about an 18-yard run. That's going to put Bedford up to about 75 yards already. So kick this extra point. And we will, so we're 14-0 now. So let's keep this thing going. I'm going to go ahead and pause back out and jump back in when something gets interesting. All right, just weathered their third drive. So they was able to get it down the field a little bit. So they did get 1 first down. I think it was basically a long play, pass play. I did not blitz on that play. but he did complete a 25-yarder. So they kind of had it 1st and 10. They got nothing on an incomplete pass the first down. Then on 2nd and 10, they got that 25-yarder. It set them up on the 50. That had a short gain on the pass. Then they ended up running again. I was playing run on actually both of those. He got 5 there, and then they came up, and I was playing pass all the way on that, but I was running a 3-3-5 soft, and I ran the 3-3-5 soft, I think is what I called. No. On this 3rd and 5, a quarter base did the nagging life blitz, but was able to stop them at the line. So they're going to be punting from the 45. So hopefully it goes in the end zone, but we'll kind of see where this one goes. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull off another long punt return. Actually, I don't think this one will even return at all. But man, I always forget to do this resume. Go in the end zone. Get in there. All right, good deal. Looks like it went in. All right, we're going to touch back. We're going to start on our own 25 and jump back in here shortly. All right, so I got a big 3 and out here. So ran RPO the first 2 plays and ended up running both times. I was kind of set up on a 3rd and 3, and so I went ahead and did I had Ware in the backfield and was going to try and run him up the middle in the spread, and they called dime base on me on that one. DB slot stick. But anyway, he got 2, got stuffed, but I'm on my own 29. It's first quarter. I'm not chancing it right now. I'm doing decent defensively. I mean, outside of a couple big plays to give them a couple first downs, they're not really doing a heck of a lot right now. So I'm going, from my own 29, I'm actually punting this guy away. So we're gonna go ahead and punt it to them, see where we end up. Can't chance that. Hopefully he gets off a nice booming 50-yarder. That looking good. I'll take it. So it puts them inside their 20. They're going to start at the 17. 55-yard punt. No return. All right, we'll see what happens on this one. We are about 1:41 left in the first quarter. UAB's up 14-0. All right, we'll see you back in a few. All right, jumping back in. They actually sustained a pretty good drive there. It looked like it lasted. I mean, not really long in length. I mean, it was probably about a 3-minute drive, but it started on their own 16, and they was able to get it all the way down to my 2-yard line, and I was able to force them into a field goal. But they actually, had a 39-yard run, which was the first thing that kind of took them up and kind of got them down the field pretty good. Got them to my 40. Then another 5-yard run, completed a pass, run, incomplete. Then on a 3rd and 8, they was able to complete a 8-yard pass to kind of get it down to the 12. Second quarter started, had a pass that took them down to the 2-yard line. So they had a 2nd inches, and then two plays I was able to just and I went all out. I mean, if I want to probably be sitting 2nd inches on the 2-yard line, I'm blitzing. I'm just going to send it. And I think both times probably hurried him. Got him, didn't really get close to a sack or anything, but rushed him enough to where he completed both, or threw incompletions on both of them, so forced him into a 19-yard field goal, very short field goal. So 13:58 left in the half, and we are still up 14-3, and they will be kicking off here. Let's see where we start. Keep it. There we go. We're going to start on 25. Alrighty, we will jump back in here shortly. Alright, had a nice 5-minute drive. Went down couple key pass situations. I think I Ended up hitting a couple of completions there, but bulk of it was really running. Arlen had another nice 22-yard run on a design run. Kind of had him go outside. Pretty much both his carries have worked effectively to the left on outside design quarterback runs. Bedford's got 82 yards on 15 carries now. Arlen's 4 or 5 for 35 yards. Not passing a lot, not really having to. I'm really only 26 plays kind of into the game. But they stuffed me down here. I got kind of could have got a first, right down there inches to the goal line, but it's kind of putting that third, and basically it's really a third and goal situation there. I tried to do a 2 tight end jumbo set with short ends. Both these 82 and 85 kind of going out and coming across the middle, and he threw it out and incomplete. So we're kind of forced into a field goal situation here, and we will go ahead and hit this, and it's 5-yard line, so it should be a 22-yarder. See if we get this one and go up 17-3. They're starting to move the ball a little bit more effectively on me, so that's good. So 17-3. Yeah, they're starting to kind of mix it up a little bit, and I know I'm kind of seeing these formations come in. I'm kind of watching their play calling and what they're doing, but I'm keying in on something that's and they're doing something else, so they're actually starting to get in my head a little bit. So let's see if we can kind of shut them down on this one, and go get into halftime here. But hopefully they'll have a long sustained drive here, because I'd like to get the ball back, try and get more points, shut them down here. But we'll jump back in. All right, that was short-lived. So good, 3 and out. Got them in a 4th and 6 from their own 28. 7:26 left in the half, and they are in a punt formation. So we're gonna make a punt here. Let's see. Punt return. Let's get another good one, man. I'd love to see Bates bust another one right here. Would be sweet. That's a leg. Not bad. So he 6 yards, 5 yards. 6-yard return. 41-yard punt, 6-yard return. All right. So we are on our 36 with 6:43 left. So gotta be great to get about a 6-minute drive right here. Chew some of this clock and get down there and get more points. Would be beautiful. I am going to stay into the run. I'm going to run an option here. We're going to go pro set. I had a reverse option. Which one was it? That was out of the tight end 2 set. Reverse option left. We're going to stay, but we're going to do it out of pro set. Let's see. Seven, I'll take it. Take it. All right, Bedford's. See what my energy's looking like on Bedford. He's at 86. Go ahead and put Williams in for a minute. I'm going to stay with the runs. That's that mouse stuff that keeps happening. Why does it do that? I don't think it's the batteries. I think I'm still getting a little bit of funky crap happen there. It's never been that prominent before. Alright, so what am I on? A 2nd and 3. I don't want to do that. Good spread. Sweep left. This is Williams. He's not quite as fast as Bedford getting there, but he gets the first. Okay. He just always scares me, man. I tell you, he's seems to fumble. And he's definitely fumbled twice as much as Bedford, but he's carried the ball a fraction the amount of time. So he's carried the ball maybe 1/10 of the amount of times that Bedford has, but he's fumbled twice as much. Not to say Bedford's not won't fumble either, but for as much as he's running and as much as he's touching, he's done pretty well. We're gonna do. I just don't like those. It's pistol. Let's not run out of shotgun. Let's do this one. See if we got something different there. There we go. We got counter right. Full wide receiver. Let's see, keeping Bedford on my pass package, I kind of like that. I can kind of mix it up so I can actually keep him on the pass package. I've got a couple changes with my receivers, though. I've got some of my lesser run blocking receivers kind of moved in more to my pass package, but if I keep Bedford there and I kind of want to rest him, I could still go back to my run package with Williams in it and continue to run Williams without having to go in and out and change these things right now. And that's kind of what I'll do at the moment. I'm going to go back with Williams now. I'm going to do an outside run from the I formation. We're going to go with the duo. No, not that. I want to do a pitch or sweep with Williams, but let's run off tackle. Down to 532. Keep pushing, guys. Keep pushing. There we go. There we go. Alrighty. Let's see where am I at now. The 31. And it's a 2nd and 3. We're going to end up doing RPO. We're going to do RPO out of the shotgun. And I want to do... Let's try this one, see what happens. See if he runs it. Yeah, he gives it to him. Dog it. 2 yards. Oh, and this is right here. So from here's a 47-yard field goal. I just don't have confidence in Authoridge. I mean, I don't know. He kicks the 50s and misses the damn 20s. So who knows? Let's just try and not get it put in that situation. Let's get a first down here. Let's get a first down somehow. 3rd and 2. Man. I'm going to go dive left though. I don't want to do a counter. Come on now. Do that. Get there. Yes. That's 34 right there. Where? All right. We're doing a little better on time on this kind of jumping in and out. I'm still 30 minutes on this episode, so I'm going to get to halftime and review half real quick, and then we'll kind of just keep jumping back in and out throughout the game, and then be able to cover it. Maybe I can keep this episode at about an hour and 15, but I'll go ahead and pause you guys back out and see if we get closer down the drive. Boom. Got it in. All right, that was pretty good. I was in that situation down there. I thought I was going to end up going for a longer field goal because I was in a 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 8. I think it's 3rd and 8, and was able to get a first down on it. So, oh no, it's 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11. That's right. Because I ended up getting stuffed on that run. So I tried to run Williams. He got no gain, and I tried to get out. I tried to do an option right on with Arlen, and he kept the ball and get lost a yard. So I was sitting at 3rd and 11, basically from the 25. So just a pass, and kind of thought, well, if I didn't get it, it was a 42-yard field goal attempt, but at least I chewed the clock down to that 2:39. But I ended up completing it in 15 yards, getting it down to the 10-yard line. Was able to do a good run to get it down on the short. Ran an option out of the wishbone. He optioned to wear for like a yard gain, short gain, and then I just ended up going back with my goal line. Two tight end jumbo set with or just the dive left, the bread and butter play pretty much for him on those 3rd and 4th shorts. Was able to punch it in, so that kind of puts me now kick this extra point, and we're going to be, with a minute left, we're going to be up 24-3 going into halftime. So let's not give them anything cheap on this last minute. Bedford's over. Oh damn! Resume kicks my butt every time. So Bedford's over 100 yards now. So he's got 108 at halftime. Looking pretty good there. And passing wise, we're not passing a lot, but we're doing pretty well. And something's happened here, so I just noticed that, and it looks like I've got Ferguson came in. I wonder why. What happened there? Don't tell me. Did I miss it? Did Arlen get hurt? Arlen ran there. No. How did? And that was in an RPO package. How did he get in that? All right, let's resume kickoff. Get this half over with. I'll look at my lineups here in just a second. See what might have happened there. I'm not sure. Hopefully he's not injured. He doesn't look injured. Didn't show injury in the play-by-play, so let's look at my packages real quick. Roster quick view, quarterbacks. No, it's not injured. I wonder how. I have to look to see how many snaps Ferguson. I'm not noticing him coming in. Arlen's been in, but all right. So they're in a shotgun. They're in a shotgun. I'm not gonna mess around here. I don't know. Can't give him anything cheap. Nothing cheap. Get him. Come on. Not good Lord. 10 guys around you and you still can't get him down. All right, 49 seconds left. What are they in? I formation. And there's another run play. All right, 2nd and 4. And they've got some yards. They've got 156 yards. He's 6 of 14 for 69. They got, most of their stuff's on the run, but they're moving it. And I will tell you, knock on wood, penalties have been pretty non-existent. Middle Tennessee's been hit with 2 for 10 yards, and I have not had my first penalty yet. 3rd downs, I'm 5 of 7. Man, that's a lot better than what I've been. But I've notoriously all season long I've played pretty well in the first half, only to just not do much of anything in the second half. So let's see if we can right this ship here. Get into halftime. Get this thing going. I'm just gonna play down base. Oh man, I don't know what he's gonna do. He's passing. Oh, oh man. All right, 3rd and 4. I wish we had some kind of better control down here on the clock where you can kind of pick and choose and speed up or control your play and get some kind of idea on the amount of time that's going to be left. I will tell you, one game that does it really, really well. I don't know if anybody's familiar with front office football from Sol Sismic. That latest version that came out, I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with that or has played that, but the clock control in that game and being able to go fast, go normal, slow it down, and have an idea engaged with the amount of time it's going to take off the clock is amazingly helpful when you're in a situation like this. And it would have been amazingly helpful that last game when I was trying to get down to the field goal range before I realized I lost my timeouts. But that's something I wish we had here, because I'm looking at this and I'm sitting there thinking, okay, we started with 49 seconds, and he's thrown an incomplete pass and he's ran, but I don't really know where I sit here on the clock. So coming out of this incomplete, obviously here the time it's stopped, but I'm going to go back pass. I'm just going to just stay man and see if he tries to do something else. I'm not going to blitz. I don't want to do that. Not in this situation. He's passing again. He's got it down there. God, thank God. So 4th and 4, and we're down to the 24. So we're going to get a punt return out of this, or he's just going to boot it in the end zone. Either way, if I end up down on that side, I'm just going to take a play and just get to the halftime. Get to the half. It looks like it went in the end zone. Okay. 21 seconds. So let's just do this. Let's just run. I hate doing a kneel. I know you could really screw up here and fumble, but I just cannot. I can't kneel. I hate that. It's probably not the right decision to do, but that give me the half. That gets me 8 yards in my stats. There you go. So Williams got 5 of 22 now. So let's just it shouldn't really run a play here. It should be halftime. Yeah, it'll be half. All right, good deal. So let's review this halftime, and I'll pause out. We're 37 minutes into the episode. All right, gets us to halftime, and I get the ball. So let's look at our box score here, where we kind of stand. So first downs, I've doubled them up. Third down efficiency, they're 2 of 8. I'm 5 of 7. Neither one of us have went for a 4th down. I have 239 yards to their 156. Passing's pretty comparable, I mean, yardage-wise, but they've thrown 16 times and ran 14, so they've hit 30 plays to this point, and I've hit 39. So my time of possession is 19 to 10, or 19 and a half to 10 and a half. No turnovers, no penalties. And running-wise, we're sitting at 189 yards. So I have a feeling they're going to stay at 132 in the country. They're not gonna help themselves in their rush defense here, which I'm perfectly fine with. Arlen's 5 of 6 again, 50 yards, no sacks. I've got to them one time. There, Avery's busted out that 39-yard run, but he's 6 carries, 68 yards. Upshaw, their second back, 6 of 16. Bedford's 19 carries for 108. I really need to, especially being up 24-3, I need to kind of alter in Williams. and try and get Dykes a little bit more involved. And if I keep it this way and can kind of keep it, at a distance, you can get in the fourth quarter. I'd like to be able to get Dudley in there to run a little bit too. Arlen's running much better. He's really had 2 carries for 39 yards. He had that one that TFL that he had that -1 yard on, but so he's ran a 22-yarder, a 17-yarder, and a -1. And earlier in the season, I've noticed when I had Arlen out there, I had a couple carries for 50 yards. He had that 40-yard run, but it showed his long was like 0. I think what's happening there, and is if it's not a design run, but they get flushed out on a pass play, it doesn't register the long as a rushing long. I mean, it's still a run play and it still should, but I think it's only calculating this for the quarterbacks if it's a designed quarterback run, and that's the difference. So if you're seeing that, that's probably what it is. I think I showed that early in one of the earlier episodes that's kind of happening. Receiving wise, I've had Stafford. I've had, the 5 completions that I've had have been really key completions in key situations. I've only punted once, and defensively, Brooks is kind of sitting there with 5. But if I look at, I've gotten 1 sack, but I have hurried him 4 times, and I have knocked him down once. So my line's doing pretty well there, and Jenkins is having a really good game. He's got the sack, and 4 tackles and 3 hurries. So he's doing really well. And on their side, they again, they haven't gotten to me. And they really haven't. I mean, they've hurried me 1 time, but then again too, that's only in 6 passing situations. So there's that. So that kind of takes us into halftime, and we're up 24-3. I'm going to take a close out of this. I'm going to go ahead and take a quick pause and break and get this kickoff started, and I'll jump back in here again shortly and see if we can take these last 30 minutes and close this one out. Well, that was a good start for me on the start of the second half. I get the ball in 25, but I end up getting put into a 3 and out, so I'm punting. I actually ended up getting a couple yards on first down, then got nothing on third, was forced into a 3rd and 8 situation, passed it. He got hurried and basically just had to throw it away. So 4th and 8, and we are punting. Gonna have to stop them. Yeah, I gotta get a drive with 1 or 2 firsts in it just to try and get some clock time ticking away. But we will kind of see what happens with them. I'll jump back in if they produce anything good or anything interesting happens. Another 3 and out on their side, so that's a good sign. Let's get this ball back. Get a good return here. Alright, no return, not a great punt. 38 yards, well, minus 2 yard return. Alright, 38 yards, so I'm on the 36. Alrighty, back on offense. So let's get something going here. We'll jump back in shortly. Alright, was able to punch another one in. That actually helped. I think it got a little bit of time off the clock. Not a heck of a lot. I think I started. They had a couple really costly penalties there. So 12:30, and I'm at about 9. So that's about 3 minutes, but. Had a run and then ended up having a pass, and he got a roughing the passer there, so 15 yards, and then followed up by the very next play an unsportsmanlike conduct. So, I mean, back-to-back 30 yards given to me on penalties, and they're sitting there now with 4 penalties for 40 yards, and I still have none. A couple decent runs by Williams, and then Ware had that long run, got it down to the 2, and was able to punch it in. So we are sitting pretty good, 31-3 now. Just happy I was able to drive and get something here in the second half. Really, hell, I'll score in 1 play and be happy with it, but I'd definitely like to get more time off the clock. But running is a big difference. So I've ran 41 times and passed 8. 41 times and just started the second half. Crazy. They're Middle Tennessee is a little bit rough on the pass defense, man. I tell you, they're last in the country, and it definitely shows. I'm not arguing. I'm not dissatisfied or not happy. Got to get this win. Give me my third win on the year. Just keep them in check. All right, we're coming out on the 25. Or they are. I'll jump back in. All right, jumping back in. Just scored again. Oh, puts me over 300 yards rushing for the game. That was a 40-yard touchdown run by Bedford. He now has 186 yards on 26 carries. I've got 4 rushing touchdowns for the game. Yeah, 4. No, that should be the 5th. That'll be the 5th. Actually, trying to think, does that put him over 200 yards now? I don't know if that's calculated in these totals down here yet. Anyway, that was a pretty good. I'm down to 2 minutes now. I had passed one time on that one and completed it to Ware for a first down. Now 7 of 10 on third down conversions. And just keep plugging away. Let's kick that extra point. Let's see. That puts me 38-3 now. Very, very, very solid. Very solid. Now we go through the kick. Let's go through the kick. I'm going to go ahead and probably pause out of this one here in just a second and get a little further in. I think this one's kind of getting towards the end. I think maybe I'll jump back in. Anything really interesting happens, I'll jump back in, but I'll probably jump back in the last minute or so of the game. But we'll just kind of keep plugging and seeing what we're doing. I'm basically starting to get some reserves in for the most part. I really haven't went to my backup package yet. Kind of really don't like. I don't pick and choose and move people around, but problem with my defensive package for the backup is it's basically everybody kind of doing. I pick and choose a couple, but I like to keep a couple of my younger guys and stuff on the field, like Morikawa, being a sophomore linebacker doing really well. I really don't want to pull him off the field, but some of my key guys I think I'm gonna move in and out. Ferguson's still kind of probable, so I may end up putting Schuler in for this last fourth quarter and just kind of see what happens with him from a quarterback perspective. But we'll see you guys back here in a few. Alrighty, we have finished this one. 45-3 win. Simply a really, really, really good win. But against a really, really bad team. Puts us 3-7, drops them to 1-8. I gotta go back and look and see who it was they beat. I just don't know. But we had double the first downs on them. Our third down efficiency was 8 of 13. Theirs was 2 of 15. Their fourth down was 1 of 2. That came on the last drive they had. They actually got inside my 10-yard line there at the end, and fourth down attempt and turned it over on downs down there. Time of possession almost double, 38 minutes to 22. Total yards, I gave up more than I thought I would in this game. I mean, considering how they were kind of held, but all in all, not bad. I mean, still rushing, man. I'm just not there rushing. However, it wasn't too bad. I mean, 26 rushing attempts, 155 yards for them, which was less than a 4-yard average. Their passing there was only 13 of 34. Really, they struggled in the passing game, and I did end up blitzing, especially probably there in the fourth quarter. I was sending them pretty hard. I ended up with 481 yards, and only 62 of that was passing. I had 419 yards on the ground on 62 carries. So I had 11 passes, 62 carries. I had 73 offensive plays to their 60. Running a faster tempo, that I doubled them up on that side of it. But I ended up with 2 penalties. I ended up having a holding call and then a false start there. Both of them happened in the fourth quarter. They ended up with 6 turnovers. Nobody really had a turnover. They didn't turn the ball over. I did have a fumble, and of course, guess who fumbled? Justin Williams. When he did that, I kind of pulled him out and I put Dudley in, but I was able to get across. I mean, hell, Bedford had 203 yards on 28 carries and 2 touchdowns. Justin Williams had 12 carries, still ended up with 44 yards, not too bad. Ware had an amazing game, 75 yards on 9 carries and 4 touchdowns. I mean, he's all 6 of my touchdowns were rushing. Arland, quarterback, carried 38 yards on 4 carries, and then Dudley came in and got 38 yards on 4 carries. Was able to get Dykes the ball 4 times. He got 18, and my backup fullback, Meade, carried that. I think that was in the first half. I used him on a third and 2. I can't remember, but it was a short yardage that I was just trying to get the first down and mixed it up a little bit in my goal line and went to the fullback and he got that first down, so that was good. Passing wise, again, like I said, I'm not sure if it's really coded that way. If it was, my receivers, if they're kind of pass happy guys, ego kind of guys, they're not going to like this offense. Throwing, what did I throw? 11 times. I only completed 7, but they were key, pretty key in the times that I did throw, and did have some success in converting it kind of across as well. Nothing huge on the passing game on their side either. Their longest pass was a 25-yarder. But if you look at their receptions and the overall targets that they had, looks like, obviously Ayers and McClendon were targeted the most, and they got 3 catches at short yardage catches. Kicking, nothing spectacular there. They punted 10 times. I really only punted 4. And return wise, I did pretty decent. Didn't return a single kickoff, but then again, I think they only kicked off to me twice, I guess. Didn't really have a return on that, but I was able to return 5 punts, and one of them was awesome, 56 yards. So that worked out pretty well. And then looking at the defense, I mean they never sacked me, so I went the entire game, didn't get dropped. They had a couple hurries and a knockdown. That was about it. But then again, really didn't pass. I mean, only passed 11 times. So that situation, I don't even think he had a rush that where he got flushed out either. He didn't take off on a design pass play either. So every design pass play is one that we actually did throw for. On the other side, I did get a second sack, so I got 2 sacks in that game, and that second one came by Forrest. But I did have, 9 hurries and 3 knockdowns. So definitely the blitzing pressured pretty good. My line, if you're looking at this, I mean, Jenkins had a great game, man. 5 tackles, sack, 4 hurries. Forrest, 3 tackles, a sack, 2 hurries, and a knockdown. Both those guys did really well, and I think both of those guys are on the outside. Which is a first. I've been struggling a little bit more outside. It's kind of good to see those guys coming along. I didn't really do much of anything inside. Pull out a couple tackles. Well, he had 3 hurries and 2 knockdowns, so he was close to getting his sacks, but couldn't quite get there in time. Mara Carr didn't have a really great game. 2 tackles. Looking at snaps, I guess just from a package perspective, I guess he just wasn't kind of in the mix for a lot of the things we ended up doing there. No heavy hitters on anything defensively, but I think that in and out and the mix up in the packages is really keeping the defense a lot fresher. Nobody particularly is really staying solidly on the field. I've got a couple guys that probably are. Like if I was to look at Brooks, he's probably, still taking the brunt of the snaps. I think they had 60 plays, so he was pretty much in there just about every snap. So, because I think it calculates punts and stuff in that too. So basically, if they had 60 plays and 10 punts, it'd really be more like 70, 72 with the kickoffs. But so he played 90% of the game. That kind of covers us there. So that was our game, man. Great game, 45-3. That was a shellac, man. 400 plus yards on the ground. Really, really good. But that, I mean, take it with a grain of salt though, because that was with against the worst team in the country against the rush. So. But then again, I have been one of the better running teams in the country. I mean, I was number 8 coming in. They were 132 dead last on defensive side. But this probably will bump me back up in the top 5. I would expect. Now let's go through and look at some of our top 25. We only have a couple games out there. It's West Virginia and Rutgers and the Clemson-Miami game. Those are going to be a couple of interest. But let's sneak a peek here and see if we got any upsets. So, Baylor's on the road against Texas Tech, and they win easily. And you got Notre Dame on the road against Iowa, and they don't cover the spread, but they win. And then here's one here. Georgia's favored by 6 on the road against Auburn. Georgia needs this one. And wow, man, Georgia really, since they got shellacked by Alabama, they have struggled. Now they just got waxed by Auburn. San Diego State's at home. That should be a good. No, there's an upset. There's an upset. Mississippi and Arkansas. Arkansas's at home, and they get upset. They get blown out. Arizona, Utah. Utah's ranked and at home, 12.5 point favorite, and they don't cover the spread, but they win. And here's one. This is going to be so. Miami's favored by 1.5 at home against Clemson, and they win easily. Michigan, Minnesota, and Minnesota pulls the upset at home, and then Oklahoma State and Nebraska. Nebraska pulls the upset. Wow, there's a few upsets here. UCLA wins, does not cover the spreads, close but doesn't. Virginia, Maryland, easily. Man, Maryland's strong. Florida State, NC State. Florida State 14.5 on the road against them, and they get beat. There's an upset. Texas, Kansas State. Texas barely pulls that one out. Does not cover the spread. And then here we go with Oregon. Oregon wins, does not cover the spread. I'm going to save that game for last. Illinois, Wisconsin wins easily. Ohio State, Purdue. Ohio State wins easily. North Carolina, who is looking really strong. And they don't cover the spread, but they shut Boston College out 29-0. Oregon State, Washington. Washington covers the spread, 30-point spread, and they cover. Alabama and Mississippi State. Alabama's on the road, but is a 31-point favorite, 9-0. I have a weird feeling about this game. Oh, wow. It was close. 31-point favorite, you win by 3. That's sounds like UAB Tulane almost. And then this final one, West Virginia, Rutgers. Let's just see what this one does. This is hell of a game. Oh, wow. Overtime win for Rutgers. Great game, man. That had to be a blast. All right, let's jump into the conference games. My next opponent right there is La Tech. Let's save them. I kind of want to look at. Let's get this one out of the way. East Carolina, Rice is nothing of significance. Rice ends up winning that one. then we'll go across. Let's do Central Florida. Man, they're 5-3. I kind of was thinking they'd be better. They end up winning against SMU. Didn't cover the spread, but won on the road. And then let's take Marshall and Memphis. And Memphis beats Marshall. That's Bratcher has 128 yards on 28 carries. All right, and then we'll do Houston-Tulane. This really ought to be a really good game. We're really interested to see what happens here. I think Houston should take them, though. Tulane's favored by 3.5, which is really a surprise. And, wow, damn, okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. All right, my next opponent, Louisiana Tech's, sitting 2-6. And they are 3-point favorites at home, and they end up winning it. So they're 3-6. So they're going to be 3-6 playing us 3-7. We're going to have them at home. I really kind of wish I'd have loaded up a lot more recruits to come to this game. I had 5, but I just really got to watch my money. I'm going to try and have 5 or 7, I guess, coming in here. I'm just going to kind of, well, I don't really know that I need that many. I think everybody I have an offer out there too has kind of came to a game. I just got to really pick and choose some of the ones that some of my fallbacks, but I'll probably pick 5 or 7 of them and kind of see where we go from there. All right, let's go ahead and get this week finished out here. All right. Fingers crossed on the recruiting side, but really before we go there, let's just take a quick look at some of these standings. We're about just an hour into this episode, so that's a good thing. I did want to go back to this Conference USA because I was curious to see what that Houston loss did. So that dropped down. So they're both 6-1. Tulane sitting with a tiebreak on them now. So actually Tulane's in the driver's seat there. They could actually take the West. Looks like Memphis is there. So I mean, it could come down between Tulane and Memphis. Not really sure. That's kind of where we are there in the SEC. Man, I want to see what Georgia's doing now. So they're 5-3 now. So they're 6-4. They've lost 4 of their last 5. Alabama, 7 conference games. Only 2 left. One of them's against Auburn, so Auburn needs to win theirs. Their one other one. I wonder who they're playing. They are playing the Iron Bowl. That's right. I mean, they're 6-2. That's the only game they got left. So they're going to need Alabama to end up losing. They're going to need Mississippi to beat them, and Auburn would need to come out and win for them to actually be able to win that side and get to the championship game. So I'm not too sure how that may work out, but that's what they need. Mississippi is kind of sitting there 3-4. They're 6-4. They are ranked though. We've got 5 teams ranked back up in the SEC now, and Pac-12, I think, Washington and Utah are kind of sitting there. I kind of want to look at some leaders here. We'll skim through this pretty quick. I just kind of want to see where maybe we had kind of a jump up on rushing a little bit, but so passing, we got Mickey Regis is back up there, McKeon and Belagamba and Jurovich, kind of the same guys that have kind of been up there at the top. This Mark Crane with App State, he's still pretty high there. Who's the Lincolnbach, 15 picks. All right, let's go back to rushing. We should have more 1,000-yarders now in there. Yep, well, they're picking up now, and then we got several more that's going to be coming in. And my guy, he's one of them. I should breach the 1,000-yard mark with Keaton Bedford. He's actually jumped all the way up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th in the country in rushing. Very sweet. Very good. And Keenan Bratcher's taking over the top spot. 310 carries. Any of these other guys would be, I mean, good Lord, if you look at this guy with a 7.1, he would have over 2,000 yards, but that's a quarterback. I mean, he's there. Got another quarterback, Abear, is going to be coming up in there. And at Wilborn, he looks like he's going to hit that 1,000-yard mark as well. Looking at fullbacks, Ware's up there with 655, but I mean, you look overall, probably from a rushing perspective, and he's probably leading all. No, Avis Carmichael with Florida State's got 15 touchdowns. Bratcher has 13 along with Ware, and so does Darrell Heath with Alabama. So, but he's up there with the big boys. And he's carried it 98 times as a fullback. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All positions. Let's look at the receivers real quick. Kind of want to see. We got a couple of them falling in there, 1,000 yards, and then catches that Jonathan Pierce is still up there. So Griffin Milner still the top tight end at 63. It's looking pretty good. And then defensively, tackles is Stedman's still the only one over 100. Got a couple that's coming up with him. And was at 6 interceptions. And okay, so Terrell Marquard has 6 along with Givens now. Givens hadn't had one in a few games. Sack-wise, George is still leading with 12, but we got Edgar Cole and L.J. Jones have jumped into the double digits. Devontae Kennard and Dexter McCole both have 9 behind them. Looking at team totals on the sacks, it's always something that interests me. Memphis is sitting there with 48 now, and Lowman's up to 6 now. So I think they had 3 last week, so they must have got 3 in as many in that last game as they had the entire season. So that's kind of good. Let's look at rushing. I want to look at team rushing here, and I am number 2 in the country. Got Bama by 2 yards. Number 2 in the country. I've got 2,431 yards rushing in 10 games. I'm averaging 243 yards a game on the ground. Longest runs 56. Had 12 fumbles, 8 of them lost. I've had 17 runs of 20 or more, and I've only had four runs of 40 or more, but just plugging away. 2,400 yards. Damn, hard to catch Washington, but they got that. Their quarterback's got 1,000 of that. You know, if my quarterback, 90-speed dual threat, had a little bit more than what he had, might be doing a little bit better too. I'm trying to think what does my quarterback have rushing wise. He had a better game this last game, but still nothing magnificent. I don't even see him. Damn, I don't even see. Oh, there he is. Okay. Yeah, 33 carries, 179 yards. I really would have expected to have more. 10 games in the season, I'd expect a lot. I mean, now granted, he's been injured. Missed maybe 3 games, but still played 7 games. I would have expected a lot more than that out of him. All right, now the moment I've been waiting for is take a look at the recruiting side. So the performances, whatever, and that. Okay, Rodell Carter. I think he's a WE guy, so he's pepped up and wants me to tone it down a little bit with him. So I'm probably going to have to drop him back to the receiver. If he's fatigued, I'll probably drop him down for a week to the rest one. But if not, I'll just drop him back to the receiver side. So. And he may be speaking for all the work ethic guys. I just need to go back and kind of look at all of those guys. Training, nothing really jumps out heavy there. And week 12 recruiting, here we go. Let's see, did we get anybody? We got one. Okay, I was hoping for more. I was really hoping for more. God almighty, I lost my tight end. Son of a gun, Greg Curtis. Ah, that sucks. I lost my center, which that's the center I just pulled from. So, and I lost Felder. God Almighty, that really sucks. Okay, so I didn't have Harden offered yet. I didn't have Taylor offered. I did have Curtis offered, and I had Felder offered. Didn't have Hughes. He was a fallback. I had Lindsey offered at one time, but this past week is when I pulled him. I guess when I pulled it from him. It maybe helped make his decision, but I pulled that one and went more to Judith. But I am happy to get this Sheridan guy. I got him and Lucero as the other defensive tackle. I need two of them. I've been really hitting Lucero since day one. Sheridan kind of came in after Mayfield. Sheridan was really my fallback after Mayfield went elsewhere. I kind of started chasing Sheridan, and he ends up taking it. Now he had all B's pretty much all year really, and then the last week his tackling dropped to this C plus, but he still had I found his agility was still like a B minus. That's dropped all the way to a D minus, I think, but his strength did pick up on the inside interior. I liked that. Smart, fast, good hands, speed. I guess if I had to be bad on an interior lineman, agility might be what I go with. I mean, if he's A minus strength and B speed, should be pretty good. He graded great, graded very well, and he's about average potential for development. That's one thing I always look at the guys to kind of see that, because you can get some of them out there that's just incredible and amazing, and that's going to be good for, I think, going through having them for 2 or 3 years, you're going to see the most advancement probably on their ratings with some of those guys. And these are just the guys that are about average are going to be what you see is what you get, I think, with some increases and stuff like that. But we got him, so now we've got 5. So now I'm down to one tackle. So that's not a position I can really close out. I was really kind of hoping to get a couple of the positions I just needed one guy for. I was hoping to get them and kind of start closing out some of these other targets that I had that I really don't look like I'm going to really need to continue to chase. But as it stands now, based on that, I'm still going to have to continue to hit that defensive tackle position still. And let's just kind of go back and take a looky here and see, because it's kind of where we are. So he drops off. So now I've still got Lucero. Still no offers out there to Artie or Pargo. This guy here, if anything's changed, I mean, he's still solid. I wish Lucero would make his mind up. If I'm going to lose him, I need to move on from him. But I'm still just nothing more than some. It's just. And that's another one that, from day one was really all B's. Since then, his speed's dropped and his strength has dropped too. That's both of those are a little concerning, but it's a little late in the game with as much as I've invested up to this point to pull and offer to Artie. But I don't know, maybe I should. It'd just be a little better if I just knew more about him and who might be after him. I mean, because nothing's really showing up here. I'm not still the only one that's showing anything. And that's the little fog that I don't get. And I did see, I can't remember, I just saw recently read in the post where someone was asking about that. It's like they wish they didn't know who was offering and everything. And you can kind of get that information some when you're looking at their, in their profile and you're seeing their top schools. But if they've got 10 schools, here's my understanding. I think it was explained early on. Until someone's at like a 50% or better riding on a school, they're never going to show up into a top school or something like that. And so if you've got 10 guys out there and they're kind of even across the board and nobody's really pulling away, you're never going to see anything. So I don't even know who's even talking to this guy. And in real life, that's not the case. I think there was recent changes that Gary made on the college basketball game, and I think that side of it is really awesome, because you know exactly their top schools and who's there, and you know exactly when they're getting offered and who's offered, a scholarship to them. And I really like that model because in real life, in this day and age, I mean, you know who's talking to this kid. You know who's offering this kid. I mean, it's not anything that's really an unknown thing. But I really do like this guy. He's graded out really, really well. If Lucero, I got to really study that one hard and figure out what I want to do there. But if I go back to everybody and kind of look at this one here and just kind of see. All right, so that is really good. So Lindsey ended up going to Virginia Tech and committing. Pulled his scholarship last week and gave it to Judith. Judith was warm. He is hot on me now. He does have another offer out there, but I think I'm going to get this guy. And he's A pass blocking, B run blocking, B speed, B hands, A strength. He's solid. He is solid. I'm liking this. I mean, maybe he'd deal with some penalties on his intelligence. Maybe some false starts and things. Graded out really good. Top school is me. I'm banking on this guy. So that is great. That's great. And I do have another one. So Marcel Williams has come up to warm on me now, which is great. So I'm probably going to be able to lock him in. I've got a couple guys out there that are warm that I don't have anything out there too. This Darby is one that I would kind of fall back to. He's a higher ranked guy, but he doesn't look too bad, but I'm not there yet on him. But I think these top two here, I think I probably may get them next week, hopefully. We'll see. Hibbard and Bird are they've stepped up I guess a little bit more. But if I look at everybody on my board and the ones that kind of have offers now, I'm not going to get this Hute. But I don't have him offered. He was my fallback for if Hibbard went somewhere else. But he's still the only offer that's out there. Since we kind of came up, I don't have an offer to Gladham. He's my fallback. And having lost. Having lost Greg Curtis, I've got to offer. But Gladham's got two other offers out there, but nothing's really listed there as a top school, so he's not really too heavy on either one of them. So I gotta look and see what I'm gonna do on my tight ends. Sanford's still the only offer there. I really want, this is another guy that I really, really want. He graded really, really good, and he has amazing potential, and his ratings are pretty dang good. So I'd love to get him to commit. But yeah, it's good to see this here. I really awesome. Really excited about getting him if I can close that one out. And that kind of covers this episode. I'm an hour and 20 minutes into it, and we will kind of look at where we go from here and get ready to play Louisiana Tech in that matchup. Hopefully I can pull this one off and get to 4 wins with it. But that one there still has them. They're coming to me, but they still have them as a 2-point favorite. So we'll see how that shakes out. No significant injuries really there. I still got a couple guys out, but it does look like I'm going to get everybody else back healthy except for probably Kenworth and Mitchell. They're going to have to sit another week. But that'll close this one out, and really a good week. I kind of was hoping I'd get a little bit more on the recruiting side, but I didn't lose much. Well, I say that. I mean, I really did. I really wanted to get this Curtis. I mean, and Felder. I mean, I really hate losing both of those. So I've got some readjusting to do. I'm going to have to really go out there and just really research the boards again and try and find some decently ranked guys to kind of add back in there and start kind of hitting them a little bit. But I'm sitting with 5 commits, and I still got 15 more to fill, and I'm getting low on money. with not hell of a lot of damn interest to show in anything really, which is kind of starting to concern me. But hopefully I can get those other 2 recruits next week and get mine up to 7. But yeah, got 5 commits, still got 15 to go. All right, we will be back with another episode at some point. It'll be episode 13, I think. It'll be for the recruiting review on kind of where we stand and what we've adjusted for, and then the game planning for Louisiana Tech. See how we're going to figure out how we can take those guys. I'm glad you guys enjoy this. If you're watching, if you do, just post up a like or any comments you might have, or anything you might want me to show. I'll be kind of curious to go back and review this one on that game as far as jumping in and out. I didn't really show a lot of gameplay, but it didn't chew up nearly as much time, and it kind of covered the game maybe a little better, so hopefully that works out pretty well. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one.